plugged in. Okay. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Eric, and thanks for coming back to my channel. Laugh a little. I figured I don't have the mic in the stand. I don't think it's a big deal. I'm just going to hold it up like this because I didn't feel like setting everything up. I'm already lazy on my second video. I just wanted to do a little story time. I think I've talked about it before on YouTube, but I didn't. It might be on this channel, actually. We'll look. Anyways, it's called the fake rope trick. I don't know if anybody's ever done the fake rope trick before, but what it is two people stand. You get two people. One stands on each side of the road, and you act like you're holding the rope. And cars will stop. They'll just, I know I've seen it 100 times. You've probably seen 1,000 videos. But something that when we did it wrong, because if you watch a lot of videos, they're just doing it on like roads where they're like 30, 35 miles an hour. So cars aren't going that fast. They have time to stop. Other cars have time to stop. So I told my buddy about this. I was like, hey, we should do this fake rope trick that I've seen. A couple things were wrong. Number one, he lives on a main road that is 55. Nobody goes 55. They always, 60, 65, whatever. Second thing that was wrong with it was that we did it in winter. So the roads were already somewhat shitty at the time. His dad said, hey, I'll give you guys money. Go out and shovel the driveway. And that's when I said, hey, we should try the fake rope trick. His dad left, and it was just his grandfather there. He has a huge house, so that will come on later on in the story. But anyways, so we stop shoveling, about halfway done, and we go to the road. He stands across from it. And I said, all right, now we act like we're holding a rope. So we see a car coming around. So we act like we're holding this rope. And the van stopped. And I was like, oh my God, it worked. Like, I really didn't think I thought they were all staged, those people. But it worked. We are holding nothing. We're literally holding nothing. And a car stopped. First, if you see two people acting like they're holding something, you can clearly see there's nothing there. But even if there was, guess what? If you hit it, you're going to hurt the people more than you're going to hurt your car or yourself. So just, if you think someone's holding a rope, I can guarantee you they're not going to even slightly slow your car down by holding it. So the car stops, and I was like, oh my God, it worked. I was like, act like you dropped the rope. So we acted like we dropped the rope, and we started walking down the road. And then all of a sudden we hear like screeching, and we turn around, and the van went, but they stopped again, and a car behind them went off the road into a snowbank, and then another car coming from the other way didn't know it wasn't, so they stopped and slid and went sideways. So we have three cars. One's in a ditch, one's just in the middle, and the other one's sideways in the other lane. I just yell, run. So we just take off running. Of course, idiots that we are, we run to his house. Of course, we did it right across from his house. But he runs all the way out back, and I'm running down the driveway, and I just biff it. And I just Superman slide down the driveway. He runs out behind the house, behind the pool. I run inside and change real quick. I'm thinking I'm smart. I'll act like I was never outside. They got nothing on me. So I run inside, I change real fast, I sit down next to my other friend who stayed there, and he was just eating cereal, watching TV, and he's like, whatever just happened, I had nothing to do with. And I was like, what are you talking about, dude? And then I look outside, and I see my buddy just peeking over the pool, like, what's going on? And I don't know. So his brother wakes up, someone's ringing the doorbell, he answers the door, and all the brothers, they look alike, and he goes, this lady is just bitching at him. And he's just like, what the fuck? I just woke up. What is happening? She's like, I have the cops coming. How dare you? And he's just like, I don't know what you're talking about, lady. I just woke up. Because you can't play stupid with me. And he's just getting all that. And I'm down. I can hear everything. I'm just like, I have no idea what that's about. So then like 5 minutes later, a sheriff actually calls his house. And he answers it. My buddy answers it. And he's like, hey, I'm outside. Come outside. Let's get some statements. Let's figure out what's going on. So we're shitting our pants. I think we're like juniors in school. We're shitting our pants. We go outside, and the cop, he first asks us, like, what's going on here? What happened? So we explain the whole story, the trick, and he starts laughing. He's just like, wait, what? We're like, he goes, what were you holding? We weren't holding anything. He's like, nothing. Okay, he goes, well, that's pretty funny. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Like, we were just acting like we were holding something, and we weren't holding it. He didn't have to stop. And so he's like, well, you caused an accident, and there's going to probably be charges about. So he took our statements individually, and they lined up perfectly. He knew we weren't lying. And, of course, we wouldn't lie to make ourselves look bad. But so he goes, well, there's a good chance that I have to arrest you because of this. Later on, you'll get a court date and all this stuff. And I was like, man, this is like we were just trying to do a harmless joke, whatever. So the cop's there for like a good 45 minutes taking our statements. Well, his grandfather's home all the time. No clue any of this just happened. Back to his big house. He got a big house, but it was just, we thought about it after the cop left and everything. And after I went home, I was like, dude, your grandpa was home the whole time. Has no clue. Like when the stuff really hit the fan, like when they started coming to our houses to take statements and stuff, that he was like, wait, what's going on? And we told him whatnot and everything. But so the cop puts me in the back of the car, no handcuffs. I asked him to take me home. And he's like, you want me to bring you home? I'm like, yeah, my parents will never believe it until I get papers in the mail saying I have a court date and all this stuff. She goes, well, I respect that. I've never, in the 10 years I've been doing this, never had anybody ask me to bring them home. So he puts me in the back of the cop car, and the lady shows back up that went into the, hold on a second here, that went into the ditch. She pulls back up behind, blocks the cop from backing out of the driveway, firstly. She gets out of the car and she's screaming, I want them arrested. They belong in jail. These are menaces, blah, blah, blah. So the cop goes, yes, ma'am, I understand. I have one with me right now. So she looks in the back, and I just put my hands up like, yeah, I'm not cuffed. You're a piece of shit. Because, this is why I say that because I get a letter in the mail probably about a month later that she's suing us for, we get through one of these big auto accident lawyers and whatnot out here. Hurt in the car, call William Matar. Anyways, that's the only reason he did it, because his last name. Anyways, so she is suing us for a broken neck and like multiple other injuries. And it's like, how does this lady, I don't understand where she thinks she's going with this, because the cop can vouch for us. She ran up to the car yelling and pointing her finger in the back that I need to go to jail, and she came up to the door screaming at us, and that's not really things you do with a broken neck. So I'm like, well, this ain't gonna go far, because there's no way. I want to see the reports. Where is the doctor reports? Where are the x-rays? Where's everything that says that this lady has a fucking broken neck? So after I get that letter, I really start freaking out, though, because I'm like, this is getting more serious. Knowing that she had no case against us, obviously, but just knowing that it got to this far where she contacted this big-time auto lawyer guy and everything, so I'm like, fuck. So then, a couple weeks later, this, investigator guy comes to each of our houses with, the old tape recorder and microphone, and has to take another statement and go through our whole stories again. And after he's done, this is weird. After he's done, he goes, well, we're all done here. You're all good. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, there's no charges or anything. Everything's been dropped. I was like, oh, she dropped the charges. He's like, no, she didn't. But when they further investigated or some shit, apparently she was following too closely. And so she ended up getting a ticket for it, because she would have had time to stop and she wouldn't have crashed if she wasn't following so closely. Well, the story, it's been well over 10 years. So this doesn't matter if I say this now, but I don't know how that happened, because the car stopped. We acted like we let go, and he went again. He started to go, but then he stopped again, or whoever it was. They stopped again. So, that car wasn't following that close, because they already stopped and then went again and then stopped, and that's what caused the accident. So, if anything, the person in the van, we didn't cause the accident. We still shouldn't do it. It still could cause, obviously, it's not harmless, because it could cause an accident. But we weren't holding anything, and that car didn't have to stop. They did. Then they went again, and then the car came around and almost hit them, so they veered off. But why that car stopped again, I think they were going to yell at us, but they could have pulled over. That just stopped in the middle of the road. And that car, definitely, she wasn't following too close. There's no way she was following too close, because she wouldn't, it doesn't work out. So, I don't know. We dodged a bullet on that one. It was definitely scary. I remember calling when he first said that he was going to take our statements. I automatically assumed, it's just so shaky. Automatically assumed that we were done for, so I called my girlfriend at the time, and I was like, hey, I might be going to jail. Explained everything to her, but so yeah, know what you're doing when you're doing pranks, because that kind of backfired, but in the end I guess it worked out. So go ahead and do the pranks. Concludes my story with the fake rope trick. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like, comment, and share, and just get my channel out there. So like, comment, share if you liked my story. Hopefully you learned a little lesson about that. Moral of the story, don't do pranks with your friends if you haven't thought it through, or on major highways, or in the winter. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.